Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's reads. For the main part of the reads, I'm going to be using the Thelema tarot deck. I feel like there's another way to say it, I just don't remember it. There's a website at the bottom if it focuses. Feel free to check that out. I think if I can get a little closer, loscarabeo.com. Hopefully I didn't misspell that. It's right there on the screen. So use whatever it says there on the screen, use that if you want to find this. Supportive Oracle Cards. Spellcasting Oracle Cards by Flavia, Barbara, and Lisbeth. There are their full names, and on the back here are some websites for them. Feel free to freeze frame and check out whatever's interesting to you. The last one is She Who Is Art. That one always pops out to me. In fact, maybe if I get that a little closer, you can see them a little better. And of course, I use dice. So, where does it show it there? There's a website. It's from Amazon. They're metal dice, and I use the 20, the 12, and the 4. I use the 4 for the elements, the 12 for the minor arcana, and the 20 for the major arcana, which obviously leaves out 21, but still, that's the one I use. All right. And on to your reading. Hello, Scorpio. Thank you for tuning to this. Thank you for tuning into this week's read. Reading is valid for whenever you come to it. Let's go ahead and find out what we have for Scorpio. Cards popping out of the deck. Can't speak. This is a great start. Great start. Well, then the Wheel of Fortune shows up. All right, I get it. There's a theme. They're sticking with the theme. What is that? One more. Okay. Like a lot of cards want to keep popping out. I don't know what's going on. You have the same thing as Cancer there. There's one spot here where, like, what's bad and what's good. Holding on to the past is bad. Giving things a chance to understand what people are really doing is good. Something's weird. This is going to be one of those. This is going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those readings. All right. Whatever it is you're dealing with, you're feeling like you have to deal with it. Like you're stuck. You feel like, for example, this could be a job situation where you're like, well, I need a paycheck, and then here we are. Or maybe it's a family situation. It's kind of like, well, they're my family, so I got to deal with them. It could be a strong friendship that's going through a rough phase. I've done Pisces and I've done Cancer. You have similarities to both. The Cancer is like to not hold on to the past too much, even though there's things that have happened in the past in this situation where you're like, oh great, here we go again with that. Be careful not to do that to yourself. Give the situation a chance to grow. Remember that you're very valued here, even if people give you a hard time. I feel like that happens to Scorpio. Scorpio creates a lot of change. Scorpio brings things to light that people don't want to see sometimes, or gets people to bring their own crap to light, and they don't want to do that. There's a lot of energy with Scorpio. Sometimes you see through people and they don't like it, but that can be very helpful, because even though they don't like it, it's the best for the situation. Don't anchor yourself to the past too much. Remember how valued you actually are. Because I feel like whatever this situation is, it's kind of like, well, I don't feel like I'm very valued right now. Especially because people block you. This is a complicated one. One of the reasons maybe you're not feeling very valued is because I feel blocked. I feel like people aren't telling me things. They're hiding things from me. I kind of know something's not right, but it's just not right. Of a peep. You're very locked into this situation, very locked into it, but people are still like, it's kind of like, I know something's going on, and y'all are keeping it from me, and I don't know why you have to do that. Okay. Let's go into the next level of this, because I don't want to hold on to that part too long, because I feel like that could really pull us down, and we don't want to do that. I feel like you already know what's going on with the situation to that level, and people blocking you on stuff. Even though they can't totally block you and your intuition kind of gives you a heads up about this and heads up about that, the fact that people are making the effort to do that is obnoxious. So if we're holding on, this next phase that's about to come in, water signs tend to be intuitive. Not everybody that's born under a water sign is, I know that, but Scorpio is definitely included in that. And the way this is working, you're going to know something before people want you to know it. And you might find it through intuition, kind of like, I should go visit so-and-so today. And you just randomly go visit so-and-so and you find out something that maybe everybody doesn't want you to know. Or, I'm going to check out so-and-so's Facebook page or this or that or whatever you got. That's kind of how your intuition is kind of like, hey, Scorpio, look over here. And you see what you need to see. You figure something out before people want you to figure it out. You know that you know something that other people don't realize that you're aware of it. You got the information, you know what's going on now. Your intuition led you to it. It's not just your intuition telling you something's going on. I feel like your intuition is taking you somewhere, and that's like, clearly that's actually happening. I have physical proof thanks to my intuition, that type of thing. And you're feeling very strong in that moment, but at the same time you're like, yep, but I'm not going to say anything. I don't know what's triggering you, but it's kind of like, y'all want me on the outside? Not a problem, I'll stay on the outside. But you seem to feel very strong in this moment, and I think you are. What is it that you're finding out is what I want to know. Can we know? Can I know? Somebody did something they weren't supposed to. Somebody thinks they're getting away with something because you don't know about it. And there is this energy around you of people working together to keep you out of the loop. These were face down. And these two cards here, one's the death card. That's this one. Nope. That one. Okay. That's the death card. But there's this interesting image on the side of the horse because you bring in the truth, quite frankly. They may be afraid of you, but you still bring in the truth. So somebody might be flat out afraid of you, not because you're going to physically pummel them to death, but because you bring forth the truth and you handle it sometimes. You just blurt it right out, like, we're going to deal with this because I'm over it. I feel like there's some Scorpios that they can't seem to help themselves. You don't really want to do that, but it's just a trait you do. I feel like if that trait hits, it does or doesn't. I mean, a lot of different flavors of Scorpio out there. They seem to think they're getting away with it because you don't know something. What are they? But there's a couple levels of what's going on here. In this group of people, they feel like they're making out better because you don't know, right? At least that's how it's coming through on this reading. General read, take it with a grain of salt, blah, 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 blah. But their own group is, like, working against them. So, like, say there was 5 people. I know there's 3 cups, but say there was 5 people. One of those people is hiding here in the back, and they're sneaking away with whatever they want. This group of people thinks they're getting away with all this stuff. Meanwhile, somebody else is taking advantage of that whole situation and really screwing over the other 4. That might be what I think that's what you're figuring out. Not only that they're doing that, but there's somebody here making out even better. Like, of the 5 people, one of them screwing over the other 4. It's kind of like, of all the work that has to be done, everybody's supposed to do 20% of the load. This person's doing like 5 and pushing off all the rest on other people, however they need to do, so that they're not really doing anything. Not as much as they should be, and everybody else is doing their work, and these people don't know it. They think they're smart. I don't want to be like that, but I feel like they think they're smart. And they think that they got the wool over your eyes on this. This is a very mixed emotion moment. Kind of like, I don't like that they're playing this game with me. But also, the one person getting away with stuff, I feel like you got your eye on that one. You're like, well, that one's going to get their just desserts. But I don't feel bad for the other 4 playing this game. So I feel like it's kind of like, all right, my knee-jerk reaction is telling me I want these people to pay for what they've done, so I'm like, maybe I'll just let it keep happening. and let you guys get what you deserve. They're saying that that's not a good idea. Letting go of the past, letting go of the ridiculousness going on here, that's what they're like, don't anchor to that. Don't anchor to that because there's a lot going on here. The advice is to actually step in with what you know, within respect of however you feel it's proper, whatever you think is the right way to do it, but get in there and sort this out and point out the thief. I feel like your first instinct is going to be like, I don't want to do that. They want to play that game? Let them play that game. Let them get right what they deserve. Let them play their game. I'm getting that's a bad idea. They're saying that that's a bad idea. If you go forward with this Ten of Cups feeling, you're going to point out what the Knight of Swords is doing and let them all know, I know what you're doing, and by the way, this one's getting you good. But if that's what you need to do, you need to do that. And then just step back and let them sort it out themselves. It still hurts I feel like it still bothers you. It's upsetting. It's kind of like especially if you step in there, hey, by the way, I do know what you're doing and all this is going on, and by the way, your fifth player over there just stole half the bank. But enjoy that. Hope you enjoyed investing that money that you lost half of, but enjoy that. And then just step back out. I think this is why I used the 5 analogy, because I'm getting like it goes off like a bottle rocket. I don't know what that means. Well, it blows up, doesn't it? It takes right off, then it blows up. I'm getting like a bottle rocket analogy here. And you notice they're all going around that one rod there. So, I don't know. It's a very conflicting moment. This situation is quite messy. I just feel like I'd be a fool to say that it's not going to be messy going forward. It's going to continue to be messy. This situation will sort itself out. I just feel like you're not going to forget how this played out or how it got where it was. 8 of Pentacles, half in, half out. Which is kind of like, be careful of time. And then you got the Moon reversed. That's very interesting. Because you got the Moon reversed on the dice, but you got the Moon right up in your line of progression. I just don't feel like Scorpio's going to want to do this, but we'll go with it. Talk about how you feel about how you've been treated. I just feel like this is not something I really want to do. But if you're able to do this, you're going to be able to deconstruct some of this. Because I feel like some people need to realize what their actions are doing. And that, just flat out tell them, like, you did that. And that hurt my feelings. That hurt my feelings. So if you're going to keep doing those things, I'm not going to want to help you. Because I don't help people who hurt my feelings. Just as like a heads up, like when you do that, that hurts my feelings. If you're going to hurt my feelings, I'm not going to look out for you. You're going to be swimming out there with the sharks all by yourself. So if you want me to help you and look out for you with my lifeboat, you better be nice to me. If you're going to keep doing those things, I'm not going to do that because it hurts my feelings. And when people hurt my feelings, bye-bye. You might be very selective about who you do that with. But I'm getting like, and you might want to do it more one-on-one. So if there's a group of people, I wouldn't do it in a group. I would do it one-on-one with people and see and see how they act one-on-one with you. And then, because they will come forward later in a group, because I feel like they'll all bring it forward at one point. And then just like, how do they treat you behind the scenes? How do they treat you with everybody else? Because I feel like you could learn a lot from this and find out where you can really grow from the situation and make it more to your advantage. They're saying talk about your broken heart. It comes up twice. Because another situation will come out of this same group of people. Ace of Wands shows up. I feel like this, whatever this, I don't know if this same person or somebody else is going to take the thief spot again. But the Ace of Wands is going to come back in and there's going to be a storm warning. Before this plays out yet again, if you talk about your feelings a little bit, within respect of however you feel as far as you need to go to make your point, you just need to make your point. You don't have to go through all the ins and outs if you don't want to, but you got to bring your feelings forward if you want this to go better. If you're able to bring your feelings forward, I feel like I have a better warning about the storm, and people are more likely to listen and kind of like, you're like, hey, you see that tornado? Heading towards the house. Get out of the house. Let's go. versus like you're in the house and the tornado's coming and you're like, it seems a little windy. You know what I mean? That's the difference. If you're able to put it out there and talk about your feelings, I feel like you're going to have the heads up of like when the tornado's coming and you're going to be able to help other people get out of the house. If you don't, I just feel like there's a lot going on, but I'm so used to it, I'm so shut off to it, that I'm like, it's kind of windy. And then all of a sudden you're having your Wizard of Oz moment you didn't really want. I'm just saying. That's the advice for this to go better. This situation, it feels like no matter what you do, it's messy. I just feel like no matter what it is, it's been messy, it is messy, it's going to be messy. But they're saying if you have to stay involved in it, this is where it could at least go better. Is it going to be perfect? I don't know. No, not this one. And I don't know, it's a general read, take it with a grain of salt. It's not funny, but it's kind of like, what are you going to do but laugh? Like, what else can you do? That's what I got. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.